Good morning, everybody. It's Lisa Derby Oden here, and I am with Roger Allen today, and we're going to get to know Roger a little bit better. And so we're going to get started by saying, good morning, Roger. And why don't you share with us what you do at MassMEP? Like, what's your job title, and what do you do sort of on a daily basis or a weekly basis?
Good morning, everyone. I'm Roger. I've been with MassMEP for 6 months. Yesterday was my 6-month anniversary with the business
Congratulations.
as a project manager. So my first 6 months has been, I've gone through a number of phases, I'll say, but what I do on a day-to-day basis is prepare myself with our team of project managers to get out into the face of our manufacturing clients, to bring about new ideas, to assist them in whatever stage of the journey they're in through lean and continuous improvement training. We've seen a number of clients that are somewhere, somewhere on that journey now, and it's always exciting to go in to see exactly, you know, how they tick and exactly, what great things they're doing, not just in the Commonwealth, but a lot of times for, clients throughout the country and globally. So that's what I do. And it's pretty exciting for me.
That's great, Roger. Hey, I think I know like maybe a specialty area that you're going to be working with is the frontline supervisor training, right?
Right. Yes. Frontline supervisor training is something that I'm fortunate enough to have, experience with over my 20 plus years in the industry, serving as coach and mentor, and, even being able to talk technically about a wide variety of things. But yes, it's very exciting. We actually pick up our the first consortium that I'm chiefly responsible for picks up, as a matter of fact, this Thursday, May 5th. We have 14 clients from I think 3 different businesses that are coming together to work with me, and so that I can learn from them, maybe bestow them with some of the things that I've learned over the next year.
Yeah, that's great, because I know that's a strong offering for us right now. So we're glad to have you on board to be doing that, because we need good people behind that.
Thank you.
Anyway, so maybe you can tell us a little bit more about how did you find your way to MassMEP, and tell us a little bit about what your career path has been.
I always say there's a lot of luck involved with every step of the path that I've been on, but I found my way to MassMEP because I knew them from my past. I had worked with I'd worked for a couple of different companies that was able to bring MassMEP at strategic moments in our own journey through lean to help us out in a few areas, train some of our personnel to basically assist, especially when we were bringing on new product lines. But I reached out to MassMEP when I saw that there was an opening that would allow me to kind of stretch myself. To me, this is a stretch, right? I've been in and around industry and been in and around lean and continuous improvement principles for 20 plus years. But the stretch for me was being able to take that and prepare myself to train others on everything that you sometimes take advantage of the fact that when you're in the day-to-day, when you're in the daily grind of doing what you do, in the business, it's sometimes hard for you to step back and really pat yourself on the back about, what you're doing for the business. And lean and continuous improvement are absolutely those things that you can do to help, work on the business instead of for it. And this is an opportunity. I can't say enough about how fortunate I am that MassMEP had an opening at the same moment I was looking to transition into a new phase of life.
So,
Uh,
so you saw a job posting somewhere then?
I did, yeah. It was,
Yeah.
yeah. I saw it. I think I saw it on Indeed,
Okay.
as a
Yeah.
matter of fact, and it just went from there. Working with, I don't know. I think I had 3 different interviews, and the one new thing that is actually pretty novel in my opinion. The one new thing for me in the interview process was uh, putting together a presentation and presenting in front of a team as a step in the interview process. I'd never had to do that before, right? So
Good practice.
yeah, it was very good practice, absolutely. But my industry experience is chiefly with in the defense, aerospace, and space
Okay.
community. We the companies that I've worked for build either components or systems for all of those markets. I can say that both of the uh, 2 of the 3 businesses that I've worked in over the past 20 plus years were large businesses, that were either direct government subcontractors, or subcontracted to those large companies like your Lockheed Martins, Raytheons, Northrop Grumman's. We would supply them with those products that they came to us for. So I've done it all. I've worked in a paint booth. I've finished metal. I've assisted in machine shops. I was an RF technician, um, manufacturing engineer, project manager, operations manager, and then as the last 3 years that I was with my last company, I wore 2 hats in being operations manager of 2 of our sites, and was the site leadership, basically the executive level uh, point person for our president and VP level leaders. So I've done it all. I've
Yeah, I
done
was
it
going to say,
all.
that's it. It's great to have that kind of a varied background and have all those experiences. And it does sound like that this is sort of like a nice evolution of your career then to come into a role like this at MassMEP.
Luck is, I always use that word luck, but yes, no, I've been very fortunate. I've had my share of very good mentors in the past as well, who brought me on and was willing to take the time. And sometimes it takes a long time with somebody as
Right.
thick-headed as me, to train someone, not just in how to do the job, but then how to think of that and transition that, um, you know and use those same tools, moving forward. And a lot of times that escapes, the leadership role. And I'm fortunate enough that I've had my share of really good ones who took that time with me. And that's why MassMEP is exciting for me, and that I can return the favor, so to speak.
Excellent. Excellent. All right. Well, hey, what's your what's your passion in the work that you do? Like, what's the thing that you just can't wait to get out of bed and do, or the thing that speaks to you the most?
I like to be able to make a difference. I guess it all boils down to that for me. Even when it's tough, even when it is hard to roll over and put your feet on the floor in the morning. If I can say at the end of the day that I've made a difference, if I can come home and to Lori and the boys, and we can sit at the dinner table, and I can talk about uh, something that I feel like I made a positive improvement to that day,
Yeah.
that yeah, then I'm more motivated to get up the next day and do it over again.
Yep. Yep. I think that's great. All right. Well, how about like in your personal life? Do you have hobbies or a passion in your personal life?
Yeah, I take on a few hobbies. I love the history of baseball, so I love baseball.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not so from the history of baseball, I love knowing and and being able to go to Cooperstown to the Baseball Hall of Fame
Yeah.
and be able to talk to some of the older faces and plaques that you see, there with the memorabilia and what have you. When I was a kid, I've been a Chicago Cubs fan since 1983. Back when they were not a good team. But I'm a little bit more removed as older I've gotten. I'm a little bit more removed from the sport. I don't collect baseball cards anymore. Those are tons of things that I've put aside. But I love trout fishing. I love walking streams.
Yeah.
I love hiking, and the past year and a half, we bought a piece of wooded property up in the Catskills. So that's my new hobby. And by hobby, I mean work.
Yeah.
There's a lot to do there, but it's in the outdoors, and it takes us relatively speaking, it's a short trip. It only takes us 2.5 hours to get there, and we don't see our neighbors. They're that far away, and we can enjoy the wildlife. We can enjoy just being out there in the silence of it all, and that's nice.
Yeah, I was going to say there's something that it does to your heart, right? Soothes your heart somehow. Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thanks so much, Roger, for sharing those things with us. We're coming up now to our favorite part of the employee highlights, which is we're hoping that you can tell us 3 things about yourself, 2 that are true and 1 that you've made up. And we're going to guess at the made up one offline.
Okay. Well, I was in the Marine Corps for a little over 10 years before I moved to New England. In that time, I was in 14 different countries around the world, which was pretty great. The last country I went to with the Marine Corps was Iraq in 2003. And that after coming back from there, I hung up my hat for good on that portion of my life.
Well, if that's a true one, Roger, thank you for your service.
Thank you. I was fortunate enough to also live in Hawaii for about 3 years. I got married out there almost 30 years ago now. So I'm fortunate enough to have had that. I mean, unfortunately, I was a teenage kid at the time and didn't really take advantage or appreciate it as much as I would if I had to do all over again, knowing what I know now.
Yeah.
I guess lastly, if this is a third thing, I have climbed 3 mountains in my travels. All my travels, I've been able to climb 3 mountains that are over 10,000 feet. And
wow.
I mean, there's a lot out there that are taller than that, but in one of the places that I've been, the San Bernardino Mountains are out in California, and they have a number of mountains out there over 10,000 feet, and I've been to the top of 3 of them.
Excellent. Thank you for those 3 things. And I was going to say, in the way that you spoke all 3 of them, I think it's going to be hard for any one of us to take a guess at which one is the one that you made up. But seriously, I want to thank you for your time today and for this chance to get to know you a little bit better. And I'm looking forward to working with you and seeing you around the office when we have our meetings.
Awesome. Thank you.
Have a great, yeah, you too. Have a great day.
All right. You too.